This is one of the most polarizing and yet controversial controllers we've seen hit the market in a really long time, and it's easy to tell why because if you just take a look right here at the joystick layout and also the buttons, you'll notice this is a PlayStation controller that copied Xbox. For years now, gamers have been debating which controller is superior. On the one hand, you have Xbox style, and on the other, you have Sony's PlayStation style, but the fact remains, no matter which side of the fence that you're on, we have a controller in front of us that actually has the DNA of both controllers. This is the Victrix Pro BFG PlayStation controller, and it just might be the most modular controller on the market today. First, let's take a look at the unboxing experience. As you're gonna see, the controller itself comes wrapped in a high quality hard shell case that keeps the controller safe and sound when you're on the go. When you open that case up though, you're greeted with the Victrix controller. You're gonna see a long USB-C charging cable, hot swappable fight pad, hexagon thumbstick rings, 3 swappable D-pad options, short and lengthened joysticks, a thumb drive, and of course, a special screwdriver. Now the controller itself is made from a mixture of plastic, rubber, and aluminum materials, and it has a weighted feel which gives you a sense of control and precision when it's in your hand. The buttons are responsive and the analog sticks have a nice resistance to them. The D-pad is also well designed, allowing you to easily navigate through menus and execute combos in fighting games. I think it's also important to mention before we continue that I paid $180 for this controller and it took approximately 2 weeks to ship. However, since then I have seen them on the shelf at GameStop, so it seems like it's very readily available, which is a great sign. Continuing on with the controller tour, when looking at the face of the controller, we can see 2 large rectangle thumbstick modules that have 2 screws anchoring them into the frame of the controller. When we remove the screws, we immediately unlock what makes this controller so special. Just like a transformer, the Victrix Pro BFG has the unique ability to transform itself to match your gaming playstyle. Most Pro controllers on the market lend themselves to FPS players who mainly play games like Call of Duty or Fortnite. This controller, however, grants its owner the ability to swap modules and change thumbstick layout so it can match the iconic Xbox style or that classic PlayStation layout. We can also remove this diamond-shaped array of buttons and replace it with this super clicky fight pad. Now, of course, swapping thumbsticks and D-pad styles almost feels like an afterthought, but it is purely a compliment to how modular this controller actually is. I love the fact that we can easily replace the joystick rings because those always seem to wear down over time and create a rough feel. I have tested out so many different variations of this controller, but I'm thinking I'm leaning towards the Xbox thumbstick layout with the rocker style D-pad and a lengthened right joystick for increased accuracy. One of the best features of this controller are the rubberized Pro style grips that wrap the entirety of the handle. I'm a big fan of the look and feel of these. Up top, the R1 and L1 bumpers are clicky and solid. This creates a responsive feedback that is very satisfying. Moving back to the R2 and L2 triggers though, these to me feel like a major missed opportunity. They feel like really cheap plastic and they do have 5-level trigger stops. However, engaging them is not only difficult, but they also feel like they're way too close together, so it's really hard to tell the difference between levels 2 through 4. I'm not really fond of these at all. Now let's talk about the most important thing. How does the controller perform while gaming? I've been using this controller for several weeks now, and I have to say it's very mid-tier in my opinion. The trigger response time is lightning quick. However, it's almost too fast, and I constantly find myself accidentally pre-firing when I play FPS games, and that just basically gives away my position, which isn't very good. The battery life is incredible, lasting up to 20 hours on a single charge. However, I always play plugged in, so it's not really applicable to me. Overall, it's solid, it works well, it's fun to play with, and everything that is included makes it a really great value overall to buy.